Ciao bellissimi e bellissime, bentrovati! Today I propose something vegetarian for you, a simple salad with a bit of hoaxes and spiritism, as the title suggests. It may sound light, but it can be tough to digest, I'd say. Honestly, I have been wanting to talk about this topic for a while, as apparently it had become a real drama, with people suing other people, death threats, conspiracy theory level of insanity, paranoia, other lawsuits. Well, a total mess, if you want to hear my opinion. If you educated, lovely people are thinking about the Conjuring House extravaganza, yes, you are right. Precisely that. For the few who don't know about it, let me very briefly explain. The Perron family estate, located in Burrisville, Rhode Island, also known as the Conjuring House, became famous thanks to the fantastic job of paranormalist Ed and Lorraine Warren. Unpopular opinion, when these two are involved in any paranormal case, you can immediately assume that the story will start to take the shape of a sewer pipe, clogged with all sorts of human excrement. In other words, full of BS. In the past few years, the duo have been exposed multiple times for their passion of taking advantage of family situations, bad situations, and turn them into something scary and spooky for their personal gain. And of course the gain of the families involved. Because why not? Money, duh. Anyway, not long ago, the place was acquired by a lady, Jacqueline Nunes. Not gonna show the picture of her, as I don't want to attract her attention too much, so she can claim that also the Italian mafia is after her. Anyway, she started a sort of business, if you can say so. Haunted tours for prices, insane prices, and she also hired few caretakers who were tasked to show the guests around the house as a sort of a haunted tour, I suppose. Nothing special so far, but some of those caretakers were self-proclaimed mediums, and they were basically pretending to talk with the ghosts inhabiting the house. You can already see where I'm going here, right? You guessed it, a fully fledged scam if you ask my opinion. In any case, the bunkers did what the bunkers do, especially after they were challenged by one of those sensationalist channels run by your very own Tweedledum and Tweedledee, none other than Sam and Colby, who, after seeing the marvelous act performed by two of the caretakers, Cody and Satori, they were amazed and decided to do what smart, sensational people do in these cases. Be silent and just say, "It's all real, please don't look into it." No. They first claimed that this was undebunkable, and they proceeded to challenge the debunking community to disprove it. Oh, nice move, fellas. Also, Project Fear, another of those sensationalist channels who have visited the place and seen the act firsthand, were on the side of the hardcore believers of this duo. As I said, some debunkers were indeed listening and, of course, accepted the challenge. Mo so cavoli vostri. Among the many, 4 channels did a marvelous job in pointing out the fakery. I'm talking about Mr. Beardo Gets Scared, who managed to masterfully take apart the whole act by using his keen observation skills. Side-Eye Guy, that with his usual humoristic tone underlined the stupidity of the act, also suggesting the possible source of the sound, the feet. Then we have the shape as well. And last but not least, in my opinion one of the nicest guy in the debunking community, Mythos Paranormal, who spoke about them in few of his videos after discovering what this act was all about. By the way, I recommend you subscribe to their channels because these guys are, to simply put, amazing. You can find all sorts of topics related to the paranormal, such as investigation done properly, spooky videos debunks, and so on and so forth. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. A long premise, I know. But as said, I'm not here to dwell in the realm of scandal and drama. I am more interested in the act that these two were performing. So, what is this act? Have they invented it? Dio Santissimo, no. It is not their original thing at all. as maybe some of the people out there may think. In actuality, this act is well known amongst the people who research and study the realm of spiritism, and the invention of it is attributed to the Fox sisters, aka the godmothers of American spiritism. Okay, maybe not godmothers, but for sure they played a huge part in the divulgation and development of this movement in the US. Most of you, I am sure, already know about this topic, but allow me to give a quick background for those who are still unaware of the history of the Fox sisters. In March 1848, Maggie Fox and her younger sister Kate in Hydelsville, New York, claimed that there was a spirit communicating with them by making otherworldly raps on the walls and furniture of the house. When their mother asked how many children she'd had, the spirit appeared to rap out the correct number. Even one of their neighbors reportedly witnessed these sounds, and word spread like wildfire that there was something strange going on at the Fox house. Boom! Things got crazy pretty fast, as soon after the girls went to live with their older sister Leah in Rochester, and when the supernatural occurrences continued, Leah decided to turn this into a little bit of a business, for sure with the intent of helping others and not make money out of it. In 1849, at Rochester's Corinthian Hall, Maggie and Kate demonstrated their powers to a paying crowd of nearly 400 people. Newspapers began to report on the girls, and the sisters soon held public demonstration in New York City. Damn it, I got it wrong! How naive of me. So in short, they were mesmerizing the crowd, hoping that, thanks to the help of the sisters, people could get in touch with the relatives they've lost. Let's not forget that from April 12, 1861 to May 26, 1865, the now known United States of America had to face one of the worst calamity ever happened to the country, the American Civil War, where 620,000 lost their lives due to the conflict. It was a real bloodshed, and I can understand the need of the people to have the chance and hold on to the hope to try to reach their husbands, wives, sons, daughters, and tell them, "We miss you." Especially during and after a conflict such as this one, and spiritism, mediums were the answer for them, unfortunately. That is sad and outrageous at the same time. Grieving people from one side, scammers on the others, taking advantage of the pain in order to make a quick buck. Disgusting! Of course, not every person present at their gatherings were convinced that what they were witnessing was actually real, but of course, some could smell that something fishy and evil, very evil, was unraveling before their very eyes, and they were not wrong, of course. Then, finally, in 1888, 40 years later, Maggie confessed to the New York world that all was just an hoax, an innocent children's game. Fame sometimes makes people act in the most vile ways, I say. But at least she came clean and admitted it, probably too late, after the damage was done. So that's roughly the story, but you can check also by yourself if you so wish, as there are plenty of articles on the topic of the infamous Fox sisters, but I personally chose to use as a source one of the most recent works of Massimo Polidoro, Geniale, 13 lezioni sull'arte di vivere e pensare, a book he dedicated to his master, the amazing James Randi, and narrates about his year living with the man himself and learning all the craft and the methods that the amazing one was using in order to debunk frauds, mediums, so I have plenty of reason to trust him on this matter. Just for your information, Massimo Polidoro is a journalist, author, scientific divulgator, has a YouTube channel where he talks about all sorts of things, spacing from UFOs to the debunking of conspiracy theories and paranormal phenomenon. Needless to say, he's a skeptic. I think you figured it out by this point. Very often, he appears on the Italian television together with Alberto Angela in a program called Nos, where they often inform people about hoaxes and they talk about other interesting topics related to science as well. Last but not the least, he is the co-founder of the Italian Committee for the Control of Pseudoscientific Claims, the CICAP. The more you know, I guess. Guys, I don't know if Massimo himself will ever see this video ever, but please, Massimo, if you're watching this, I kindly ask you to make more content in the English language. Please, Massimo, we need you. Sorry for this digression, but he totally deserves a shout out. In any case, he, like others who debunk the act, explains to us how this method works. Quite simple. All the debunkers, like many more witnesses watching the Fox sister performing, they notice that this sound is provoked by cracking toe joints, and bringing this in our current time, that's why the entirety of the debunking community were exactly pointing at that specific part of the body when Cody and Satori were performing this act. Even the side-eye guy says it in his analysis loud and clear.
Doesn't take long for the cameraman to point right at their feet, because that's where the sound's coming from.
Per la barba di Merlino. Non mi fate incazzare, porca miseria. It appears that somebody have been caught red-handed, now haven't they? I hope that this will teach this duo a valuable lesson for the future. I truly wish that you will quit the act all at once and start doing something else, something more honest, because trust me, if you are just waiting for the whole thing to calm down and after a few months you will start doing the same act and maybe, and I say maybe, decide that it's a good idea to play with the grief of people and ask them for money, then I assure you there will be debunkers, many of them, who will go full James Randi on you, Uri Geller style. Hopefully it won't be the case. I am watching you, so lesson learned, Cody and Satori? Why you want to end the video with something like this, you wonderful spectators are asking? Well, point number one, we tend to forget. Sometimes it's for the good, sometimes it's for the bad, as it has been demonstrated by this whole situation. Two fine young people saw the opportunity to use their 100-year-old talent and played a huge role in what I think is one of the biggest paranormal scam of 2020s, and secondly, for what Simone Natale, a professor at the University of Turin in Italy, says on the specific topic in his book Supernatural Entertainments, Victorian Spiritualism and the Rise of Modern Media Culture, and I quote, "There are a lot of situations in which spiritualist mediums were caught faking, committing fraud, or spiritualist mediums made declarations similar to Maggie's confession, but these never really stopped people from believing it." End of quote. I always say it, and that's worrisome to me. People tend to forget, and people will still believe in these things even though we provide the evidence that prove the contrary. I know that a bit before what I said sounded like a threat, but it is nothing like that. I want to appeal also to Satori's father, Jason Hawes, known better for ghost hunters, who, as expected, like every good father would do, is trying to protect his daughter, and of course he wouldn't say something that can actually put his daughter in a bad spotlight. Please, Jason, I do believe that everyone deserves a second chance, and your daughter and her partner are no different. Maybe the three of you can form a legit team of investigators. That would be interesting. In any case, Cody and Satori, please come clean and change your ways before it is too late. That's all I got for today, lovely, amazing folks. As always, I kindly ask you to like, subscribe and comment, as I want to hear what you think. Once again, thanks for watching and I see you very very soon. Ciao bellissimi, arrivederci!